Hey, it's Brad, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be making our super boosted veggie broth here. You know, it reminds me back when my mom used to make me my chicken soup. You know, it wasn't feeling good, it was cold outside, it was dark outside, and you had a bowl of that, and it just made everything feel good from the inside out. Well, that's what this is going to do, and it's going to take it to a whole nother level. It is filled with everything from mushrooms to leeks to onions to celery to carrots. So you know what? Let's get chopping. Let's get this prepped. Let's get it in the pot. It's got to sit for a couple hours to get all of that goodness out of the veggies. So you know what? Let's do it. If you wanted to, you could add some chicken bones from organic free-range chickens. Today we are just going to do veggie. You know, if you were doing the bones though, you'd want to roast those off. 350 in the oven, a little bit of salt and pepper for about 15 to 20 minutes until they had a little bit of goldenness to them, a little golden brown to them. They would go into the pot. All the veggies would go in, and then you would throw it on the back burner there. Let it simmer away for anywhere from 5 to 6 hours here. Today though, it's just veggies. We're just gonna get all these great nutrients out of this guy here. You know what? We're gonna chop this parsnip up. We've peeled it. We're gonna cut it into some smaller pieces. Again, always eyes on what you're cooking here. We want to make sure that we are safe as well. We don't want to be losing any fingers as we're prepping our food here. These guys here, let's get them. We can start putting everything in the pot. All the veggies are gonna go in the pot. And then we'll add the water, we'll add some spices. I got a few ingredients here I'll share with you as we go here. But we got all sorts. We got shiitake mushrooms today. We got some cremini mushrooms here, all organic. Make sure you clean them, stem them, or de-stem them, put them into the pot here. We've taken an onion, we've taken a leek, we've just roughly chopped it, quartered it. That's all gonna go in there. We're gonna take some carrots here. We're gonna give them all a rough chop. Again, we are gonna be cooking this away for 2 to 3 hours here. It's gonna go in the pot. When it's all done, we're gonna strain it off, and we are gonna be left with this absolutely magical golden broth. So that's gonna go in there. One of my other favorite parts about this is throughout the week, you know what, you've been cooking and you've got all these celery or carrot scraps that maybe didn't quite make it into another recipe. They don't have to get discarded. Those guys can all get chopped up. Again, we want to make sure that they're all clean, they're all de-stemmed, everything is ready to go. Those can all just end up in that same pot because again, they have a ton of nutrients and we don't want to let those go to waste. We're going to throw some zucchini in here. So, you know what? I'm just sort of giving everything that rough chop. You can go with whatever veg you love. You can go with ones that you have in your fridge. You can have ones that are maybe about to expire. A few more ingredients we're gonna put in here. We're gonna put an entire bulb, no, not just one clove. We're gonna put an entire bulb of garlic in here. We have them separated. We're gonna take the outer shell off of it. Simple way. Chef knife right over top here, back of your palm. Give it a little smash, and then all of a sudden that paper just easily comes off. You don't have to worry about losing a finger as you try and work it around there, trying to get all that off there. Just give it a little smash again, back of the knife, palm, good smash. Lets all those oils from the garlic be ready to seep out of there. That all goes into the pot here. We are also going to add a couple pieces of ginger here. We've peeled it. Again, we're gonna give it a rough chop. You can smell that ginger. It is so fresh. It is delicious. You know what? And it is going to help you with your immunity, with how you're feeling throughout these colder, dark winter months. We're gonna give that celery a little more of a chop there. Break it up, more surface area. Let all that water seep in there. Pull all those nutrients out of that guy there. And then it is now time. We're gonna kick this up with some even better health properties here. We got some coconut oil is going to go in there because we have all of that. We want to have some healthy fats for us to eat. We're going to throw a couple of bay leaves in there. That's going to give us a little more flavor. It's going to bring that out of there. we are gonna add some apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is great for lowering blood glucose levels there. It is got a ton of immune properties. If you were using bones, it's gonna help pull all the vitamins and minerals right out of those bones. We're gonna add that into our stock here, just a tablespoon. We are going to add 2 tablespoons of goji berries. Now, goji berries have been shown to help protect against cancer, provide healthy skin, stabilize blood sugar. These guys, they have a great flavor to them, especially when they sit for a couple hours there in the water. They are vibrant. They add so much texture, flavor to the and depth to it. So we're gonna add a couple tablespoons of goji berries in there. And then we are going to add a couple teaspoons of turmeric. Now the active ingredient here, curcumin, that's what we really want out of here. That is gonna go in there. It is a incredibly potent antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial ingredient. And we are finally gonna hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And just a little side fact there, when you add the active ingredient from black pepper, pepperine, and it combines with the curcumin, it increases the ability for those antibacterial, antimicrobial benefits that you're gonna get from the curcumin from that turmeric. So we're gonna add a little black pepper, we're gonna add a little Himalayan sea salt to it. And last but not least here, we do have some fresh herbs. We got some dill. We're gonna add that in the last 30 minutes that it is simmering away. I've got some cilantro here. It definitely looks like it's on its last leg, so we're gonna make sure that gets in the pot again that last 30 minutes. We're gonna let that guy simmer away. Right now we've got about 8 cups of some filtered water here. We're gonna add this to our pot. We wanna fill this guy up. I'll take you around here so you can see what's going on. So we got that guy there. We are gonna throw this on that back burner. We're gonna give it a little stir, make sure everything hits into its home. It's gonna go on the back burner there. We're gonna let it simmer away for 2.5 to 3 hours here. Put it back on this one here. We don't need it super hot. Cover it up with that lid. Bring it up to a boil. Reduce the heat, let it simmer away 2 to 3 hours. We'll come back, we'll strain it off, and we'll show you all the goodness. All right, we're back here. It's been 2 to 3 hours. The vegetable stock that we made, or broth that we made this morning, it has had a chance to cook away here. You can just, the smells coming from this. It is sweet, but we didn't add anything sweet to it. Just the natural juices and everything from those vegetables has come out. If there was bones, we could have had this going longer. But again, this is just a veggie stock here. So much immunity, so much health boosting from it here. So what we're gonna do, we have a bowl here, we have a colander. We are gonna strain all of that goodness right out here. You'll see this golden yellow color here as it goes. You might be thinking, well, what do I do with all these vegetable bits now that what do we do with them? Well, you know what, they've done their job. All of the health and the goodness that comes from them has left them. I don't like to throw a lot out, which is why, again, we use pieces of vegetable that had been accumulating throughout the week. We let that all go here. We can sort of push that through here. We don't want to leave anything behind. If you want, you could pick a carrot out that maybe still has some texture to it, just because you like the texture of a cooked carrot. But in terms of nutrition, you know what, we've pretty much gotten everything out of that pot we can get. This is, at this point here, this is where, you probably want to grab a spoon. It's going to be hot, and don't reuse your spoon here. You want to blow on it. Again, we're checking for any seasoning. To me, that needs to have a tiny little bit more sea salt added to it here. So we're gonna take a couple pinches of it here. A little bit of Himalayan sea salt. A little bit goes a long ways. Again, remember, if you're sharing this, you don't want to be reusing spoons here. Give it a little bit of a stir there. That flavor is gonna start to come together. Oh, that's just about perfect there. what we'll do here, just so you can see all the goodness in it, we're gonna take a ladle here, we're gonna scoop it up here. Look at how beautiful golden color that is there. We got that turmeric in there, that curcumin. We got the black pepper in there to bring out that curcumin even more with that pepperine. We use some carrots, we use leeks, we've got onions, celery, parsnips, zucchini, a couple different mushrooms in there. Even if you're not a mushroom fan, you won't taste them. You don't have to worry about the texture of chewing them. All of that antifungal, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory goodness comes right out. This is like health in a bowl. If I could, I'd just sit here and sip on it. But what I recommend is that you portion this out into some mason jars. You put it in the fridge. After a few days, if you're not drinking it, put it in the freezer, pull it out. When you feel like that you got a bit of a cold coming on, you just need a little glass of comfort. But at the end of every week, when you've got vegetables that are accumulating, go ahead and make yourself some more. Again, you can put it back in the freezer. You can keep it for when you really need it. But honestly, who doesn't need a golden glass of this goodness every single day? You know what? Maybe replace that afternoon coffee with a glass of this and watch your immunity, watch your health, watch your sense of well-being just skyrocket. I hope you enjoy.